is running directly through my DAW with just one pedal. The Blackstar Dept 10 Dual Distortion. Pretty cool little box here. I'm pretty happy with the tones. I hope you guys enjoyed the little instrumental track there. But I'm going to show you, of course, how I connected that to the DAW. We'll go through that. I'm also going to run down some individual tones here so you can see everything, or hear rather, everything the Dual Distortion pedal can do. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to connect this to a real amplifier. We're going to see how it sounds through a real amplifier. We're going to try that a couple of different ways, so hang around for that. Before we do all that, though, let me quickly go through the features of the Dual Distortion. As you can see, this is more than just a distortion pedal. You've actually got a tube here. You've got an ECC 83 tube running at 250 volts. We've got two channels. You've got channel 1, channel 2. As you can see, each channel, they have their own gain control. They've got their own levels. Also, each channel has two settings. So really 4 channels here. You've got a clean here and a crunch on channel 1. Channel 2, you've got overdrive 1 and overdrive 2. Now you have a shared EQ, and of course you got Blackstar's famous ISF setting here, the infinite shape feature, and that just gives you more, like, I guess if you go counterclockwise, it's supposed to be more of like an American driven tone. If you go all the way clockwise, it's more of that British tone. You'll also see a little switch that says CabRig. You've got 3 CabRig settings. I'll explain that later in the video. Now let's take a look at the back real quick. So you can already see you've got an effects loop. You've got a send and return. So you could create like a really cool like fly rig, and maybe we'll do that in the next video. You've also got a connection for USB audio. You could actually use this as an interface, okay, as its own interface. And then you've got a line out if you wanted to run this through a soundboard. And here you've got your output. We're actually going to use that when I connect this thing to an amplifier. I actually ran this though through the CabRig output there for what you heard in the intro. And on the right side, you've got your instrument input. I figured we start with a clean setting first. You know, get that out of the way. Clean up a little bit, bad pun. Anyway, so we're on channel 1 here. That's the clean sound. I'm gonna flip it over to the crunch channel. I'm gonna back the gain off a little. I gotta back my level off on this as well here. The clean, what I'll tell you real quick is the clean setting is a lot lower than the other settings here. Channel 1 crunch setting and channel 2, both the OD1 and OD2. So just something to be aware of. We're gonna back the gain off. Okay, again, channel 1, we are now on the crunch setting here. Cool tone if you're playing just some gritty rock and roll. Hey, I like a little grits now and then, especially with my eggs. But let's boost the gain on this a little. Watch how this changes. Let me just strike a chord here. Up one more time on that because I want you to hear the difference here, okay? This thing has a lot of flexibility. that. Now, what I will say is we've got some noise. You can hear the noise. I do recommend a noise gate. I do have a noise gate. I just decided to do the demo without one. I just wanted to plug it in and let's just start playing and see what this thing, or hear rather, what this thing sounds like. So one more setting I want to share with you on here while we're on channel 1. I'm going to back the gain back down just a little, okay? Now that's one of the things I like about the gain on channel 1 here, the crunch, okay? You can play the power chords, you can play the riffs. But you can also play full chords with them. And you just get a lot of clarity with that. Now, one more thing I want to share is the ISF setting. So you can see I've kind of got it leaning towards what they call the British side here. That's kind of, again, my sweet spot. I just like that sound. But let me just play a few, just a few power chords, a few progressions here. Let's mess around. So let's turn it all the way back to counterclockwise. Of tones there just with that one setting. Again, that's their ISF. They have that on pretty much all Blackstar amps and pedals, amp pedals. So let's move on to channel 2. Let's hear some gain. So now we are on channel 2. I'm starting out with the OD1 channel here, or the OD1 setting rather. I've got the gain, I mean it's up there, it's cranked 7-ish, something like that. Let's back it off just a little though. Cool, so it gives you a little bit more variety there. Now let's crank it back up. Now let's head over to OD2. So I'm going to put the gain back to around 7-ish, something like that. And I'm just going to play one power chord and I'm going to switch it so you can hear the difference. Here's how I have this set up, everything you've heard up to this point. So my guitar is going directly into the input of the Dual Distortion, and then on the other side where we have our outputs, I am using the CabRig output. Now that cable is going directly into my interface here. That's the old PreSonus Quantum 2, and of course that is connected to my computer here. That's my DAW PreSonus Studio 1. Now what I want to share with you real quick is the selector switch. So this is the CabRig selector switch there, and it toggles 3 ways. You got 1, 2, and 3. And that's basically giving you different impulse response sounds. So Blackstar has their own exclusive software called CabRig, which allows you to go in and mix and match different cabinets, different mics, and even EQ the mics. So there's a lot of tone shaping options with this software, and they allow you to assign 3 patches, up to 3 different patches on their devices. On this specific Dual Distortion, you've got 3 settings, and I think all the other amps and pedals that I've demoed from Blackstar have the same thing. I actually have a complete tutorial on how to use CabRig with the Blackstar products. I'll leave a link to that video in the description of this video. That was the Blackstar Dual Distortion pedal through my half stack. That's the Blackstar HT Venue MK3 amplifier. I just ran that through the clean channel, and of course you saw me messing around with just a couple of different settings there. Sounds pretty cool, sounds pretty beefy and meaty in my opinion, but there's one more thing I want to test with a real amplifier. Let's see how this pedal holds up, or if it even holds up, as an overdrive pedal in front of the high gain channel. I'm going to go to my high gain channel on the Blackstar here. I've got the gain cranked probably about 7. That's about where we would leave it for our rhythms, maybe a little less than that. Huge thank you to the folks at Blackstar, Ali, especially you. Thank you so much for sending me this pedal here. This thing is awesome. Again, guys, this is the Blackstar Department 10 Dual Distortion, and obviously it's much more than just a distortion pedal. I mean, you guys heard and saw all the things you can do with this pedal, and there's still some more things I'd like to cover. I'd really like to put together a fly rig with this pedal, get some effects and maybe like a boost pedal or something like that for my leads. So let me know if that's something you guys would like to see me put together on this channel here. I'm happy to put that together for you. I do have a link to this in the description of this video here, so if you guys would like to check that out over at Sweetwater, I am an affiliate for Sweetwater, so hey, feel free to purchase through my link. That does help the channel, and I do appreciate that. And guys, let me know if you have any questions. Hey, if you have this pedal, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about it, if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next video, guys. As always, keep it metal and keep playing music.